Hey, this is Neil, and it's May 28th, 2024, and this is a video on the terms and conditions of Surfey and how that's set up in the data and the backend and where those links are. Now, if you go to Surfey and log it in for the first time, and this is in the MVP, the app does this as well, it will frame the terms of service, and these come from surfey.me/terms, which is a redirect to our terms of service from Walk in the Woods, which encompasses all the products we might make currently Surfey, but leaving it open for more things. And it's a lot of text. I just went through most of it today to see if there was anything I wanted to change in it based on the boilerplate I had before, and I decided there were some things I want to change. In particular, it previously disallowed commercial usage, but now that we're getting closer to something usable, I added in the provision that that is allowed as long as you have a license or an agreement. So that will be through some kind of paid subscription. And then removing the prohibitions for selling, reselling, and linking to our services, because clearly if we have things working and transparent, then we really want you to link to them. The other thing you'll notice, so I'm going to click agree to this. Notice that I framed everything in. At the bottom of the MVP page, now we have links to the terms of service and the privacy policy. I just wanted to make a quick note that the privacy policy is not something you need to agree to. This is our policy of how we believe we should treat user information, like what we believe in with regards to privacy. And so, believe it or not, a lot of this has to do with we won't use things to track you and won't sell your information, and we'll do our best to keep your identity private when you request it, because even though we're a video survey application, I believe very strongly in privacy and privacy controls and user choice. So the difficulty with privacy is the less private, possibly the more safe, because it can be regulated, more people can see it. And the more private, a little less safe, because people can do what they want in private. And then as long as it's kept private and not impeding on anyone else, then that's okay. And that's the stance that I take with stuff we develop for Walk in the Woods and Surfey. So the privacy policy is there, and I spent a lot of time working on this a couple months back, and I read back through it, and I still really like it, so I kept it as is. But if you're curious about it, go and read it and let me know your notes on it. Okay, so after we've agreed to terms, and that modal must be agreed to, otherwise it will redirect you just to the terms of service page. You can't get into the app. It will put the timestamp of when you agreed into your user profile, such that later when the terms of service change, we can measure that against when you last agreed to the terms and know if we need to present new ones to you. Okay, so that's that. And if you need to reset your terms, Barto, this is mainly for you. You can very quickly do that just with a fetch inside the MVP like this. That's going to remove my terms, and now when I go to refresh, it's going to require me to log back in. And a lot of these warnings and errors you see coming up are from Google Sites. Google Sites is a great way to develop websites, as I've said before, but it is kind of a fat hog and tries to do a lot of things that probably it doesn't need to do. And so there you have it. Ciao.